Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Think Tank Sports. Think Tank Sports, where we think and you listen. Check us out on the socials, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Listen to us on Anchor or wherever you get your podcasts and watch these three beautiful, handsome, middle-aged men on YouTube. Woohoo! As we continue our YouTube adventure. And we know you're enjoying that. And since you see three of us here, well, that means it's time for Lose With Us. And we took a week off. Steve was doing some heavy duty calculating there. And so we're back and ready to rumble, if you will, with the picks. And Stevie, how the heck are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. Doing great. Thank you for asking. I noticed you grouped us all into the same age group there, middle age, which I know, Mike, you got to be thrilled with being in that group. But other than that, I'm doing all right.
Oh boy!
And the holidays are over, folks.
And the holidays are over. And
Yes.
Mike, middle-aged man that you are, how are you this evening?
I'm doing well, gentlemen. Thanks for asking. Let's just get right into this. It was a big sports weekend, obviously. NFL last few games coming down to playoff, appearances and seeding. College football finally, gentlemen, getting to the playoff, and we'll find out who's in the championship game and some of the bigger bowl games today and tomorrow as we're recording here Friday evening. For me, I have three college and a pro play. So I'll just start with the game that's tonight, 8 p.m. Friday evening, the orangest Orange Bowl in the history of Orange Bowls.
Yeah, no kidding.
I will take the Cult of Personality, BYOG, Bring Your Own Guts, Dabo Sweeney, -4.5 over Tennessee. I just think the quarterback change in both places, obviously, but the one in Clemson is just going to lead to a rush of positive play and thoughts and, kumbaya, everyone coming together as they wave goodbye to DJ. And I just don't think Tennessee is going to take this game too seriously. So Clemson -4.5, boys.
Solid.
React.
Yeah. I don't mind that at all. I agree with you. The quarterback change in Clemson, I think, is huge. That DJ Uiagalelei, I probably said that wrong.
That's pretty good. That's pretty close. Yeah.
He looked bad at a lot of points this year. Just like actually looked like a bad quarterback.
Right.
And every time they brought in the other kid, whose name is escaping me at the moment, the team just looked a lot better. And the players looked a lot more confident with the other
Kalenic is his name.
Yeah.
Kalenic is his last name.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So don't mind that. Did you see where DJ Uiagalelei is headed for next year?
I didn't see. Did I hear Notre Dame when he first went into the
portal? I knew he was into the portal. I didn't know that he had landed anywhere.
Yeah. I don't think it's official, but
sure.
No, Mike, Notre Dame was Sam Hartman from
right.
Knowing there. Yeah, no.
Wake
DJ
Forest.
apparently is headed to Oregon State, which is super interesting. Yeah.
Very interesting.
I like that pick, Mike. How many units did you say?
20 huge units on that. Solid
20
American units.
Huge American units. Well, because the college football playoff games are tomorrow, I'm geared up for them, and so I have both of those games on my slate. I will start with the earlier of the two games, which is the TCU Horned Frogs against the Michigan Wolverines. Michigan -7.5. I'm going to take TCU with the points. I don't know what it is about them. I watched a bunch of their games at the end of the year. They're just battle tested and tough. And that Duggan kid, Heisman Trophy runner up, they make big plays. I think they're going to be able to keep it close. And so I am going to take TCU, and I'm going to do 25 units on that one.
I had no idea what to pick on that game. If I was going to pick, I think I would agree. I would take TCU and the points. Max Duggan is just he's so tough, and there's no quit in that kid, zero quit. So it would not shock me if they scored a late touchdown and get a backdoor cover with the 7.5. But I'm not confident enough to take a bet on that.
I think that that Quentin Johnson, a wide receiver too, is unbelievable for TCU. Certainly can go toe to toe with any athletes on the field for Michigan. I'm going to reserve. I have a play on this game as well, so I'll reserve until it's my turn. Steve, what do you got, buddy, for your first pick?
Yeah, I don't have any college picks, but I do have an NBA pick. So
nice.
We can go with that. Yeah. So this game is actually tomorrow, it's going to be Saturday evening. And we have the Philadelphia 76ers playing at Oklahoma City. The Sixers have been red hot.
Yes.
Been very, very good. Oklahoma City better than a lot of people thought they would be. They're a little bit frisky, but only a 5-point spread on this game. So I'm going to take the Sixers laying 5 points in Oklahoma City. I'll do 25 units on that.
Yeah, that's solid. I mean, the Sixers should easily double that, I would think.
What's the reasoning for the line being so low? Is somebody, they're like just people are traveling, they're traveling to Oklahoma City, but is somebody hurt, or is it just one of those games?
The Sixers haven't been as good on the road this year as they have been at home. They just lost at Detroit, I believe, a few days ago. So
yeah.
So I think that's part of the reasoning is they're not as good of a road team, but I just think talent will win out, and they're just better than Oklahoma City.
Oh yeah, for sure. So I'll go right to my playoff pick in the game. Dave talked about TCU. You're taking +7.5, right? You took it.
Yes.
The money line. I think Michigan wins this in a rout. I think I've been calling TCU frauds all year. I don't think I was wrong in the sense that diagnosing their roster and their talent level. I was wrong because I didn't really understand how weak the Big 12 was going to be and how soft their schedule was. So I think Michigan is just 1A with Georgia right now. If I had to rank the teams, one being Georgia and Michigan 1A, and I think TCU is a distant fourth. So I'll go head to head with you, double dip, Dave. Michigan -7.5 versus the horny Christians, as Steve likes to say.
What would it take, Mike, for you to say that they're not frauds? Like, what would you want? What would
national championship, like, and then get on the podium without tripping, and the coach being fairly eloquent in the speech. Yeah.
Wow. That's
right.
That's wow.
I set a high bar, boys.
All right. Apparently so.
Standard
Apparently
excellence.
so.
Yep. I've never seen a team in smoke and mirrors and winning. I mean, just look at how many quarterbacks got hurt while they were playing them this year, especially early. They played, they're playing third, fourth string quarterbacks all year. And when they got to a team that could challenge them talent wise, I feel like Kansas State not only beat them in the championship game, but had them beat until, their stars got hurt. So I just feel like they've been weak all year, as you know, and I've been chasing them this long. Might as well finish the year with them, I guess. David?
Yeah, so I've got obviously the other. So the later of the two, arguably the juicier of the two, if you will, Ohio State against defending national champion undefeated Georgia -6. And of course, you've got to go double dip. You've got to go with Marvin Harrison Jr., whose dad played at Syracuse and is one of the top wide receivers all time, college, more in the pros. He was very good in college too. But I'm Georgia, the -6. I'm going to take them. Even though this is the juicier of the matchup, Georgia's defense is just tremendous. 12.8 points per game. Ohio State is very talented too, but I just think Georgia at -6, I think that's too easy. I think they're begging that there. So I'm taking I'm taking Georgia and 25 units on that.
Yeah,
I
they're
reserve to write to comment again.
it does seem like they're begging you to take Georgia with the -6,
Yeah.
which is why I'm not doing it. Vegas is like, please make this bet. I'm like, no, I'm okay, thank you.
So
I if I had to pick again, I think I'd side with you, Dave, on that one. I think I'd take Georgia -6, but the number scares me, so stay away.
Yeah, and so it's very interesting when you look at there have been 16 of these semifinal matchups since the college football playoff started in 2014. And out of those 16, only 3 of the games have been 1-score games. And then you look at the aggregate score, average score in these games is 38-17. So, which is interesting because I picked TCU to stay close, and that's actually against what the numbers say. Historically.
I was going to say, I think you're incorrect there. You started off saying it's very interesting, and I didn't find that interesting at all. So,
well, I just, when you look at the spreads as being 7.5 and 6, and the average score margin of victory is way more than that. That's what I meant was interesting.
Okay.
You may continue.
Steve, please get us off this train that we're going to jump right back on.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. We will go to the NFL, and I'm looking at the Dolphins visiting the New England Patriots, and the Patriots are a 2-point favorite, and I know it's Teddy Bridgewater.
Teddy Two Gloves, as Mike likes to call him.
Is he really a huge drop off from Tua at this point? 2 gloves versus Tua gloves. Like, what's the difference? I'm going to take the Dolphins to win this game at +120. I just think Teddy can throw 7-yard slants to Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle and let them do the rest of the work. The Patriots don't scare me. So Dolphins +120, and I'll do 30 units on it.
Yep, I saw that one too, Stevie, and I was thinking the same thing. There were other games that I liked more than that one, but I'm with you. I think that's a solid pick by you.
I reserve the right to comment until for future picks.
Oh, good
what
Lord. Come on. Is this a 2-person podcast or 3? You're not even contributing there.
I picked first.
Just like all year, though, lose with Mike, not contributing all year.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Listen, I'm trying to it's a new strategy.
Okay.
The phrase that comes to mind is addition by subtraction.
Yes. Yes, that will definitely be a phrase I'll use in a minute.
All right, Mike, what do you got?
So back to our previous discussion about Georgia and Ohio State. Now, Ohio State, I mean, they're taking an awful lot of crap for a team that really played just a bad half of football. I mean,
it's true.
They beat a lot of people and a lot of talent, and they were ahead at halftime against Michigan, and really got out coached. Michigan came out with their hair on fire, and they were going to win that game. Harbaugh had it ready, and I thought Day coached scared. So that being said, all year I've been calling Georgia the 10,000-pound gorilla with a chainsaw for a dick. So I definitely would be wrong of me to go against that, and I'm going to take Georgia. Now, Dave, you said -6.
Yes.
I had 6.5. I'm happy to take the 6. I checked that at like 3:00 this afternoon. I don't know when you got your -6. Or if
it was, it was more recent than that. I mean, I looked at it.
It may have moved since this afternoon. That's fine.
Yeah, it says -6.
-6 right now.
Great. Even better.
Even better.
So, yeah, I just think that while Ohio State has been given a lot of crap, they did make the playoffs, so there's some honor there, but they're just the sacrificial lamb here against Georgia. React to me.
I agree.
Yeah, I already reacted to Dave making that same pick. So
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Don't react
when you declined to comment, even though you had the same thing on your card.
Yeah.
Forget it.
Where are we at then, David?
Yes. So going to the NFL, I don't understand this, which probably means I'm way off, but
There we go.
Minnesota at Green Bay, and Green Bay is favored by 3 points. I don't get it. I know there's some results that'll happen earlier in the day, in the 1 o'clock games that may change how this game is perceived and what Green Bay needs and what Minnesota needs. But I still think this is utterly ridiculous. And I don't really, I've talked about Minnesota and haven't been crazy about them, but I just don't see this at all. I'm taking Minnesota outright to win in this game. I just don't see it. I know Green Bay has put some nice games together, but I just don't see it in any way. So I'm taking Minnesota outright.
What's the juice on that?
Shoot, that's a good question, and that I did not. I'll pull that up
While
here
you
in a
guys
second.
are looking for that, I think a lot of the reason the line's that way is Minnesota's really not playing for anything, where Green Bay obviously has to win everything possible to try and make a desperate playoff run. And Minnesota, 11 one-score games this season.
Yep.
It's setting a new NFL record, and they're winning them. So I just feel like Minnesota maybe a little bit of a letdown after a big win against the Giants. They know where they're going to be playoff wise, even though it's a divisional game. Green Bay's kitchen sink desperation time.
Yes.
Everybody find the juice?
Minnesota minus 105.
Nope, that's not right. Plus 150.
Plus 150. Okay. Yep. We'll figuring that out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus 150 for that.
Excellent.
So
that's good money. Steve?
I don't know that Minnesota's not playing for anything. They're still in contention for the 1 seed, are they not?
that is correct, depending on what happens in the Eagles game. Yep.
Right. And they have Gardner Minshew starting that game, not
Right.
Jalen Hurts. So yeah, Minnesota may actually be playing for something. So I'm not. Green Bay's been playing a lot better lately. They've been playing a lot better. They seem to have found themselves a little bit. I kind of agree. Green Bay favored by 3 doesn't make a ton of sense. But they've been playing well enough, and Minnesota's been kind of iffy enough where I'm completely staying away from that spread. However, I do have a share of that game in a way on my card here. So
all right.
One of the bets that I found is, and I went small on this just because it's just going to be fun to cheer for, but Justin Jefferson having a historic season. I am taking him to finish the season with over 1,999.5 yards. So we're going to have our first 2,000-yard receiver. It's going to be Justin Jefferson. He's about 244 yards away, I believe, with 2 games to go. I think he wants it. I think Kevin O'Connell is the coach who will try to get it for him. So I'm going to do 15 units on that. It only pays plus 105, but this will be something that's fun to root for.
Yeah. So, and let's make sure, obviously, we check in this week and next week to see, what happens there. And hey, that's exciting. That's something to, kind of look forward to and root for sure. I like it, Stevie.
Thank you.
Absolutely. The more you can root for offense, and you don't want to root for someone getting tackled. You want him to break one deep.
That's why people don't bet unders. Same reason.
Right. Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. All right. It wouldn't be Think Tank Sports if I didn't have a 3-team parlay, right? Let's go to the NFL. They already said, didn't even hear it. They're already sighing, gnashing of teeth, rolling of eyes. This is what
we need the hip hop horn. Bow, bow, bow.
This is my playoff. I had it worded better. Anyway, teams are going to ruin playoffs here. Panthers plus 3.5 against the Buccaneers, killing the Buccaneers in that division, and bringing them to a virtual tie, and Panthers having the tiebreaker. So that's the first leg. In an offensive play, the Patriots -2 against Miami and Teddy Two Gloves. I just think Belichick, I mean, he's going to have something for Teddy Two Gloves. And you're right, he can throw slants if he doesn't turn the ball over, if he can handle the snap, if. So I just don't like Teddy in a big, game situation. Patriots -2. And then a team that's red hot and getting very little national love, the Steelers, +2.5 against the Ravens, without Lamar, I believe. Still.
Yes. Tyler Huntley starting his 4th straight game.
So Steelers +2.5, Patriots -2, Panthers +3.5, 3-team parlay +595 for a nice meaty payoff. And my last 30 units on that, please.
Okay. I don't mind the underdogs because I think those will both be low scoring games. Mm-hmm. And I've made it well known I like to take underdogs in low scoring games. I wish the spreads were a little bit bigger. I'd be a little more comfortable with an extra point or so on both of those.
Yeah.
But I don't mind them. We already know I don't like the Patriots this week, but your logic makes sense with Belichick versus Teddy Two Gloves. When you say it that way, it sounds like a no-brainer.
Right. So we'll see what happens as usual with this fun, but I like it. I had like 6 games in here. I was mixing and matching all afternoon with, but that's where I landed.
Nice. Yeah.
Steve,
and I
finish us off.
I like the Carolina, the pick against Tampa too.
What a story down there. I know this isn't a podcast, but Steve Wilkes, a hometown Charlotte kid, really rallied that team when it was in, as
shambles
as it could be. So good for them. And Sam Darnold isn't as terrible as Baker for sure. So or anybody else Carolina's run through there lately. So
all they had to do was get rid of that cancer, Christian McCaffrey.
That's right.
Off the roster.
All that talent is intimidating to the other guys. Yeah.
That's funny.
All right, Steve, right? You got one more? Or?
Yeah, I do. I do have one more. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got one more too.
Yeah.
Great.
All right. You mentioned Sam Darnold there. Ex Jets, great. Probably the 3rd best quarterback in franchise history for the Jets. So we're gonna look at the 2nd best quarterback in franchise history, Geno Smith, playing for the Seahawks. If you're wondering, number 1 is Mike White. Obviously, he's the best quarterback in Jets franchise history. But yeah, back to Geno Smith, playing at home against the Jets. I think Geno. He says, oh, it's just another game, yada, yada. I have all the respect for the Jets. I think he feels like he's got something to prove.
Oh, yeah.
I think he is going to be pressing. I think he's going to be on tilt. So I'm taking him to throw at least 1 interception against the Jets' very good defense. And surprisingly, the odds are +125 on Geno to throw 1 interception or more. So I'm going to do 30 units on that juicy odds with Geno trying too hard, I think, against his old team.
Oh, gosh. I think that seems like a no-brainer, too. I mean,
absolutely.
The Jets defense is really good. And the Jets are a road favorite in this game, too. Just -2, but that says a lot about where the Jets have come from. And I think that's a lot of it is about their defense. So I like it, Stevie. I like it.
Excellent. Here in your franchise rankings, somewhere Richard Todd just fell out of his hospital bed. But
before my time, Mike.
Well, sorry, my bad.
Yeah. Well, and don't forget Ken O'Brien. Ken O'Brien.
Ken O'Brien.
He just,
Boomer
tried to stand
Neil
up.
O'Donnell.
Glenn Foley. We can go on and on.
Oh, Glenn Foley. Nice.
I saw Glenn Foley play for Boston College against Syracuse in the Dome, and he threw this pass and it went so high up in the air. And I was like, that is the worst pass I've ever seen. Like, there's no way. And it just kept floating and landed right in the receiver's hands for like a 65-yard touchdown pass. And I couldn't believe it because it was it just looked like a terrible throw, but it just kept going and going and going. That's my Glenn Foley story for you.
And it was a great story about Glenn Foley throwing a high pass in college. Very, very good. Riveting stuff.
In the Carrier Dome, nonetheless.
Yeah. Yes, in the Dome. So for me, my last pick, I've got to go with my team, the Buffalo Bills, Monday night. at Cincinnati. These two teams, Bills have won 6 in a row. Cincy's won 7 in a row. They're battling for the number 1 seed. It's Monday night. The Bills are favored by 1 point. I am taking the Bills and 25 units. I just think they're rolling. Certainly Cincinnati is rolling too. This has the makings of a great game. But it is going to be very, very close. And I agree, but I think Buffalo will prevail.
It does have all the makings of a great game. However, it's a Monday night game, and the standalone primetime games this season have been terrible.
Yes, they have been.
I hope that this doesn't get a wet blanket thrown on it, because it's a game I'm looking forward to watching. Like I want to see two heavyweights going at it. I want to see haymakers. I want to see fireworks. There's, like you said, battle for the number 1 seed. Let's go. I want to enjoy this game.
Yes.
No, I agree. Firework. I mean, it has all the makings of a classic, so it'll probably be a dud. Like you said, Steve, because it's Monday night.
Mm-hmm.
Just the way it is. I hope it's a dud on, the Bills side for your sake, Dave. But,
yes.
Yeah, good litmus test for both teams, really. I think that if the Bills look at this as, where are we against a very high quality opponent, would be a good thing. Steve?
Yeah, I think this is an opportunity for the Bills, I think, to show that they can tighten it up. They've been pretty sloppy for the last 7 or 8 games. So I'd love to see them just play a good, clean game and come out with a W.
Sounds right. All right, gentlemen. Well, another Think Tank Sports Lose With Us episode is in the can, as the professionals say. And, please check us out. Thank you so much for your support over the year. As we hurtle into 2023, we appreciate all the love and support as we continue here at Think Tank Sports, where we think and you listen as we strive for 5.